So Scott, what is a kitchen tool that everyone should have in their kitchen but probably don't?
I would suggest plating tongs. And today on WTF, we're going to talk about plating tongs and everything you can do with them. And then later on, we're going to have a plate off. Hello and welcome to WTF, where we transform food here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen. I'm Chef Scott Guerin.
And I'm Janie Wang, the owner of Modernist Pantry. Today, Scott and I are going to be talking about some essential kitchen tools, plating tongs. So I think they're commonly thought of as a chef's tool, but I think today hopefully we're going to show you that obviously chefs love them and need them and use them every single day, but they can really be just really for everybody, right?
Yeah. They came on the scene maybe 10 years ago or so, but now everyone has them and they can absolutely be used in any kitchen.
Okay, so I'm excited to kind of talk about what tongs we have, and then also we're going to be very demo heavy today, just to kind of showcase a few different techniques that you can do in order to make your plates more beautiful.
Sure. So we borrowed a technique from 11 Madison Park. We did a scallop and radish roulade with avocado, so we have this really beautiful avocado on the outside. Mm-hmm. Theirs was crab and apple, but let's take this out and then we can really talk about plating, because I just want to pop this open so we can get into our plating next.
Okay.
So I'm just going to trim the ends. And then that'll be ready for when I want to get it onto the plate.
Sounds good.
So we made an array of different things. And first I want to put down a sauce, but then the tongs will kind of come in when we're going into, garnishing and putting on those little bits, because using my hands I can really, get in there, especially if you have gloves on. It could stick, it could hold on to some moisture. So using the tongs is going to make it much easier to be precise. So if I'm using, let's say these tongs with these nice fine tips, I'm going to use it on, something delicate like this, glassy piece of kale. I don't want to use my fingers because I could break it and then waste a lot of product.
Yeah.
And that happens at home. Something like these big tongs, I really like these. If I'm just frying in a pan, I have a few small things. Larger tongs that you would use on a grill or whatnot tend to dent. You don't really have a lot of control over them, and they could break apart the product. And these are long enough that your hand's not right over the hot oil, and you could flip whatever it is you need.
Okay, and I kind of see, there's two main types of tongs. One is kind of that straight tong, obviously, but then there's kind of this little curved tong, and then one with a dip in it. What's the main differences? Is there any special preferences over when to use them, or is it all just personal?
So I like these offset tongs. If you're going into a bowl, this is obviously a very flat plate, but if you're going into a bowl, you're trying to get in there with just this. It's hard to maneuver it down into something if you're putting, let's just see, a piece of the kale. If you're trying to get it in towards the bottom, it's hard to do that, but with these offset, you can really kind of just angle it in there really nicely. And each one has its own little task.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wonderful. And what do we have? What else do we have here on this plate?
So we came up with a dish. We want to kind of mimic the flavors of here. So we have the scallop. We made some nice scallop chips out of it. We put some glassy kale. We made a kale oil here, and then we also powderized the kale oil. And Derek and I, a little bit later on, will have a little plate off, and we'll do two different plates, and we can see which one is the best in an Instagram poll.
Okay, and what's this right here?
That's just some mango.
Okay.
So nice small dice of mango that we can put on the plate, just an added flavor, and some mango pearls. So I'm not going to use every single thing on this plate. Maybe Derek will use some, I will use some. So we took the flavors, mango, grapefruit, scallop, radish, avocado, and then we just made a bunch of different, accompaniments for this main dish.
Yeah, and I think, plating obviously is a pretty individual thing. It depends on what your personal aesthetic is. But what are some major plating techniques that people tend to use?
So there's really no wrong way to plate unless you're just putting food on the plate without love. Really, it's one of those things. But I prefer a very clean plate with a lot of negative space. Beautiful geometric shapes like this is a nice cylinder, but then I like these more organic shapes like the scallop chips. I'll tear it apart and then I give a piece like that. So it's, almost controlled chaos. There's a nice geometric shape with these kind of organic shapes mixed in. Some people are all, very nice geometric shapes when they go on the plate. It depends on what your
Right.
your
There's
personal
no right or wrong.
preferences. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's hard to say like you must do it this way because then there's no artistic creativity there.
Right. All right. Excited to see what you're doing.
So I'm actually going to start with a sauce.
Okay.
I'm going to do a nice little technique.
What's in that sauce again?
So this is actually a grapefruit fluid gel.
Ooh.
So
Is it an agar fluid gel or a?
This is
gel?
a gelin. Gelin gum F. So I make just some nice lines. It's easy to clean up later. And then I take just a wet piece of paper towel and I drag all the way down.
Ooh.
And if you want, I always have a little piece of wet paper towel to kind of clean up whatever could be there. And all these little imperfections that came with the, the air bubbles in there, they're very easy to clean up and put something over and cover. So if that happens, I never just wipe the slate clean. You can easily just, take a piece of the mango and place it right on there really beautifully.
Right.
Okay? So next, I'm going to get my offset spatula and just gently unwrap this roulade.
Yep. So, if you're thinking about getting your own set of plating tongs while Scott's unrolling the roulades, so we do carry both a set of 3 of these stainless steel silver ones, and then we also offer the 2 regular smaller plating tongs in blue as individual items. So it's kind of cool because they all just come in a set and they're really, really versatile. And once you buy one set, you'll have it forever.
So get this right on. Janie, you may have to help me.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Look at me,
Perfect.
sous chefing.
And I'm just going to lay this down right in the center here. Happens, pick it up.
Cool.
Clean up any imperfections that I made. Now the ends tend to blow out a little bit if it's loose. So first thing I'm going to do is take some of these pieces of kale and just place it right on the end of each side. Here.
Very nice.
Yeah. Now, we could do anything here. If you wanted to add some flavor pearls, you absolutely could. I'm going to add just a drop of our kale oil right here.
Yeah, you get that nice pink and green. It
Just
looks
a little
very
drop.
spring, which I think we're all ready for by this point. So
Yeah,
I like
and
that.
it'll sometimes pull its way out into the lines right there. So I'm going to go along this nice line that we made here, and I'm just going to garnish with a little bit of our dust.
Okay. Did we make that with Ensorbit?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And we don't have the episode number for that one, but Ensorbit turns any oils into powders.
Yeah.
Super versatile.
I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit right on top. I don't want it to fall on this side of the plate because I want that nice negative space over here. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit over the top. The best thing about Ensorbit is that when you eat it, it melts immediately and just gives you the flavor of whatever it's made of. And then a few pieces of the diced mango. And I also like odd numbers. I was always told that odd numbers excite the mind.
Who said that?
One of my chefs.
Interesting.
And I never thought to challenge him because he was one of my chefs. So, but odd numbers are always nice on a plate rather than even numbers.
Interesting.
And I'm finally going to garnish, last thing, with just a few pieces of this nice scallop chip. And what we did is we took some scallops, we blended them up, we spread them out, we dried them, and then we just give them a quick fry so they come nice and crispy like this. And it's as simple as that to make a beautiful dish that you can then serve to your friends or serve in a restaurant and really wow them.
That is great. So I can't wait to see the plate off because I'm sure that you and Derek are going to be duking it out. And hopefully, definitely stick around, watch the plate off, and then vote on who had the better plate. So whether you're watching this on YouTube, you can go to our Instagram, you can go to our Facebook. We're going to have polls up in both places in order for you to pick your personal favorite. And the winner gets a special prize of, we don't know yet, something.
Friendly smile and a
Bragging rights.
handshake. There you go.
There you go. You'd be king of the kitchen.
Right. So yeah, if you wanted to pick up these plating tongs, they're really great for any kitchen. I have them at home, I have them at work, numerous pairs. They're really inexpensive for what you're getting and how much use you're going to get out of them.
Yeah, and we have them at home too, even though we are not like cooking restaurant quantities or anything. Just every once in a while, it's useful to have something where you can just pick up a small piece.
And these are great for kids. I've found with my own son is that if you're getting, if you're eating with chopsticks and they want to eat with chopsticks, you can get them these, and he can just think he's eating with chopsticks, and they're just tongs.
There you go. Added bonus.
Yes.
Cool. Well, stick around. This episode is not over, but from here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie Wang.
And I'm Scott Guerin.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you want these great recipes and these awesome ingredients, first you're going to have to like, comment, and subscribe. And then you're going to go to blog.modernistpantry.com where you can find those awesome recipes and you can ask a chef. And to get these great ingredients, go to modernistpantry.com. And until next time, we'll be here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen helping you transform food.